What up, dude? So the question that I got today is throwing harder more about strength training and being strong, or is it about mechanics and having quote unquote good mechanics? So now anytime that I get questions about velocity, the questions are always kind of interpreted from me differently, because I think a lot of people ask the question trying to get a very simplistic answer, almost like that, hey, tips and tricks type thing for gaining velo, right? Like there's a big secret in gaining velo. The biggest message when talking about velocity that I want to get across is that there's no secret, man. There's absolutely no secret. Like I said the other day, the reason I created a 30+ page ebook all on velocity development is because that was kind of everything thrown into that answer of how do you throw harder, right? Like there's so much that goes into it. Now, the other thing that I get is like, hey, is this or that more important? And I don't like that question per se. I appreciate everyone that asks questions in terms of like wanting to get better and know the answer. But in terms of like trying to really obtain a goal, it's never just going to be about, oh, well, should I spend more time like doing this or doing that because of the importance level. Especially when it comes to velocity, there's so many variables, there's so many things that go into it. And to really put this question and into context and answer it as simply as I can, no. Like there's so many things, there's so many different pieces to the puzzle. Obviously strength, and like I talk about capacity all the time within throwing velocity, but like the strength capacity is also a layer of throwing the baseball hard. You have to have a solid foundation of strength. You have to be able to not only apply certain forces in the delivery, but you also have to be able to stabilize when transferring those forces, and that requires a lot of stability, which requires a lot of strength, right? And then the throwing mechanics of things is like, yes, obviously that's another layer to the ability to be able to throw a baseball hard, is being able to move extremely efficient. Like I said, like apply forces in a efficient direction, transfer, stabilize, brace, and all of those things are occurring within the delivery. Now, I will say there's an interesting dynamic when talking about this, because I've played with guys who they go in the weight room and they're not strong, but they throw hard. What are those guys? Those are the guys that are able to express extreme power output, probably because of their mechanics and the ability that they have during their delivery to essentially check all of the boxes of efficient pitching mechanics, right? Now, there's also guys that I've played with that throw hard that don't have good mechanics, right? You look at them and you're just like, what the heck, dude? How is this guy throwing 100? But who's that type of guy, right? That's the type of guy that could go in a weight room and freaking lift the house. So yes, there's so many different layers, and sometimes like people do a guy does one thing like extremely superior and super well, but then he doesn't do the other types of things, not that great or not superior. But when it comes down to it, it's like, put yourself in the best possible situation for you to be the best pitcher that you can be, right? So that's really focusing on each one of those layers. Don't sell yourself short. Good question. Hopefully that helps. Hopefully you guys got something from it. Check the caption out. You'll see a full breakdown. You'll also see freaking my velocity development ebook and where to follow me. Be sure to look at it. If you don't, I'll be upset. I won't be, actually. All right. See you guys.